Okay, you want to put the cedar up my ass, Red, please?
You got an extension? Is there?
It doesn't make any noise either.
Perfect.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn
All right.
speed.
No electricity in the ticket boxes, and then they would sell the tickets because they didn't need electricity. There was enough light, and they got them in. They filled the place up, and eventually that thing folded. Even though we were putting 10,000 people in there twice a day, you know, 10,000. Couldn't make the payroll. He had Cheater Rivera, Gretchen Weiler. He had a cast of hundreds. So finally, they ended up owing me $200. They were paying me $100 a day to talk on this show. But I ended up going over to the main area of the World's Fair, and I was a friend of mine, Archie Gayer, knew a man by the name of Lou Dufour. Now, Lou Dufour had the Hollywood Pavilion, which was the exact reproduction of Grumman's Chinese Theater, and they had the handprints and all that jazz. And then they had a ticket box was a novelty place, which belonged to one of the novelty guys from the West Coast. I forget. Then they had a stage in back of that, and then now you talked in that, and then you ran them inside, which was like a big open place, and they would see sets from Cleopatra and all that jazz. Is he taping this stuff?
Yes.
Oh, I'm lucky. I see over there. Don't get over there. You got to keep looking in the hole there, kid.
See, I got a hole over here too.
You be careful. You get hurt. Okay, and then they had all that. So now I end up now Lou Dufour doesn't know who the hell I am. Why doesn't he know who I am? Because I'm a Coney Island talker. He's used to guys on the road. So he doesn't even know if I can talk. And when I ask him for money, his eyes glazed over when I asked him what I wanted, $100 a day. He says, how do I know you're a talker? I says, only a talker would ask for $100 a day, you know. So he said, my wife was a talker at the time. I had a young wife, and she was like, oh, it's warm up my tush. I had no, not my wife, the heater underneath there. It's starting to thaw out. And I said, you can have the both of us for $100 a day. We're both good talk. Well, let me hear you talk. There's a Canadian kid up there. He says, that boy knows how to talk. So he's up there, he's talking, he turns the tip. I see what he does, okay. So I get up now, I have these big urns. They're made out of fiberglass. They look like they must weigh 5 million pounds. They don't weigh nothing. They're out of fiber, you know. And I get up there, bing, bada boom, bing. I build the tip like I'm doing over in Leonardorf's place. Now I'm pulling him and pulling him. Now this poor novelty guy, this Whitey Minette was his name. He ain't selling crap. He's got people around looking up, you know, and he ain't doing nothing. He's sorry he even rented that joint, right? So I got them all in front of me. I say, ladies and gentlemen, the set from Cleopatra. You'll see this, you'll see that. Mickey Rooney, bazoom, dram, ba-ding, ba-ding. I turn them in for $1. That's all he wanted was $1 in those days. So I turn them, ding, bing, 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 bing. They're going in, they're going and going and going. And so Lou Dufour comes over to me. He says, how come I never heard about you? I know most of the talkers in the business. I says, because I'm from Coney Island, and that's where the real talkers are. He says, you're a ballsy kid, aren't you? I says, yeah, probably. I says, he says, what about your wife? Is she good? She's better than me. So my wife got a nice gown. She get up and talk. With the two of us, we got a yard note a day for the two of us. So I made him buy us lunch and dinner. I got perks. I wasn't going to do this for zip, you know.
But now you're a magician, too.
Yes. Yeah. A prestidigitator, micromancer, legerdemain artist. Second to none.
You have some things you want to show us?
I got to warm my hands up. I got arthritis. Here's me Punch and Judy figure. This is Punch. What have I got in here? Where the hell's the rope? I don't know what I got in here.
But then magic, so the magic is so you performed as a magician?
In Hubert's?
No, I mean, what was your main, you became a sideshow owner, and then you went out on the road.
Yeah, then I did everything.
Yeah, and you went.
Sold tickets, put the tent up, took the tent down, put the banners up, take the banners down. I would do magic, swallow swords, eat fire, lay on a bed of nails, do the electric chair, and try to make payroll. Right, David? He's seen me go out and pitch pens to make payroll. I'm going to do a trick. Every move is a work of art. Slipknot. Fast, huh, kid? I used to be faster. Arthritis. If it wasn't for a leave, I couldn't do this whole act. You know that? Watch this. You're smitten by this trap, huh? Look at that. Hey, another one. Here's a good one. A figure 8 knot. I learned how to tie this when I was in the Girl Scouts. Yes, I was in the Girl Scouts. You scout for what you want, I'll scout for what I want. Am I going too fast for you? You want to do more of this stuff?
Well, maybe we'll try one with right in front of the camera. Stand.
Okay, I don't stand. My ass is warm now. I ain't getting up. Okay, you ever get up in the morning, tie your shoelace in a bow, you get home at night, you pull the bow out. But did you ever get up in the morning, tie your shoelace in a bow, one end gets caught in here like this, see? And the other end slips in there like that, you get home at night, you get a knot. When that happens, you must call upon the spirits. Budweiser, Coors, Schlitz, Pabst, Miller's, Zoom. You rub it down to the end, save it for the next show. But go ahead, tell me. You want me to do? You want me to do some more?
No.
My father was a magician. He used to walk down the street every day and turn into a saloon. They loved him. Everybody loved him. Nice guy.
What was your favorite trick? What was your favorite?
Getting money. It was the best trick I liked. How to get money. Money. Money, 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 money.
Taking a sideshow on the road, I mean, it's almost like it's a lost art. I mean, people. I guess they're going now into nightclubs. I mean, there aren't that many things going on under tent.
Oh, we could bring sideshows out. Let me tell you about sideshows. The public would relish having sideshows. How come sideshows are not out anymore? It's not because there ain't none around. It's not because there isn't people that could run them. Red could run one of them after I'm dead. I got some young kids from Coney. They could do it. What's happened is the sideshow business was aced out by big rides. You know, the guys that buy these $1 million rides from Germany that took up 5,233 feet. Now, the average sideshow is probably 110 feet, and it's about 60 foot deep. They don't want to give up that kind of real estate for 50%. And we used to give them a damn good price. You know, they made good, but they make better with a ride, zoom, zoom. And besides, they owe for it. So consequently, they don't, you know, they got fun houses now that take up a lot of room. They're fun houses. They're not so funny. And it costs you money to go to them. Someday all you're going to have out there is noisy rides, fun houses that are not so funny, and some guy hustling you for a teddy bear. No more sideshows. None of the real. You know what? Most fairs nowadays, state fairs, county fairs, I don't care what fair it is, they all want to be Disneyland, and that isn't what they're selling. They're trying to be Disneyland with pineapples and pumpkins and horses and cows. Why don't they just become a fair and let Disney do what he's doing, and let Knott's Berry Farm do what they're doing, and let the Six Flags do what they're doing, and let's have a fair like it used to be. See, if they want to do all that jazz, they just have to go to Six Flags. They don't need to go to the county fair, pay $4 million to park your car, 14 kids, get in there and buy a hot dog and a stick, costs $22.35. Why don't they, if it worked, why don't they leave it alone? Everybody wants to be Disneyland, or Six Flags. It's bullshit. Why don't they just become a fair? But that's my opinion. You know, I know what opinions are like, don't you? Okay. It's a thing there somewhere, kid.
That's a good opinion, though. I mean, it really does kind of. I mean,
well, they're shooting themselves in the foot, because what the people exactly went to fairs for is no longer there. They can go to Disneyland, they can go to Knott's Berry Farm, they can go to Six Flags, they can go to any place that has, and then get the same crap.
So you used to do, give us a real...
We were a flavor. You know, when you make an Italian sauce for spaghetti, if you don't put all the seasonings in there, it's not a good sauce. You have to have a little this, a little that. So that's what the fair was about. There was a side show, there was a fat show, there was a motordrome, there was this, there was that. That made the taste, the flavor of a fair. It's no longer there. They took out this, they took out that, they took out this. You know, we're dealing in a world of mediocrity right now. There's no entertainment anymore. You know, everybody just doesn't make it, you know. Nobody works at it. It's mediocrity. Mediocrity.
You had to put a long day in at the show. I mean,
sure, 14, 15 hours. I thought that was a normal day. I work for myself. I only worked a half a day, 12 hours a day. You know.
I mean, being on the road's a lot. It's a hard work.
It's a hard way to make an easy living, I'll tell you that.
Me Sideshow now, you go to the nightclubs. You see it in,
Well, there are no more nightclubs left. Where the hell are nightclubs? You don't have any nightclubs. You see concerts, some guy rock and roll. That's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. They're buying it. But, there's enough's enough already. Last night they had Spider-Man here. Because the guys are jumping all over the stage with a few effects, and every kid and his brother wanted to go see Spider-Man. Kids don't have imaginations anymore. Nobody has that. They watch the tube. Everybody does it for them. Disney does it for them. Somebody else does it. We used to listen to a radio. Crystal said had to scratch a hunk of glass that. Oh, I can hear the Lone Ranger. Look at. Hello, Tonto. The Green Hornet. Captain Midnight. The All-American boy. Nobody knew this stuff. I had to use my head to listen to this crap. Plus, I had to scratch a hunk of rock. I was like a friggin' caveman with my radio.
You were like, now you and Ward Hall are really one of the, preeminent, you guys.
Yeah, well, Ward Hall, yeah, he's an old dinosaur and I'm an old dinosaur. We're probably the last two left. But Ward is the king of sideshows. I'm the queen of sideshows.
You called yourself the greatest showman. Tell us.
I'm the greatest showman in the world. And don't you ever forget that part. I amuse myself with myself. Don't you understand that? I find my life is so funny, I get hysterical every time I think about it. Hysterical.
When did you come up with that moniker that you were the greatest showman?
When I was drinking. I'm an alcoholic, so I got 21 years of sobriety, thank God, to Alcoholics Anonymous. And I used to believe that crap. Now I've told it so many times, people think I'm the greatest showman in the world. If you tell a lie long enough, it's long enough. I am a good showman. Where the hell is that Shocked and Amazed book? Read that line. Give me a Shocked and Amazed book. What's with James Taylor?
We'll definitely.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't tell me how. What are you, the producer or something? You want me to do crap? I'm doing crap.
Why don't we do a?
You want I should take my pants off or something?
Yeah.
Oh, you sick person.
Why don't we do some of the stuff, like
You're-
some of the things?
You're a perverted person.
Feel up to walking around? We can go over and talk about.
I'm warm. My ass is warm. What do you want to get me to walk now?
Let's go.
These are Chinese horn nuts. Do you know about these? So you don't get to see these every day. This is what I sold when I was a kid. I used to say, I gave up the shoe shine box for these. You kidding me? There was an Irishman on the street, and you poke a hole in the top, one in the bottom, 3 days of green sprout. Before a full week, you get a beautiful Chinese water lily, and you submerge it in water. Now, these never grew. He'd take a single bloom of a gladiola, stick it in the top, put some green around it, and down they went. They never bloomed. Now, I'm shining his shoes, and he says, "Hey, kid, do you think you could do this? You sound glib." I thought I was calling me a gay or something. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. You're glib. I don't know. Maybe he was cursing at me. I didn't know what glib was. He says, "You can talk." I says, "Yeah, I do that good." He says, "You think you could do this? Poke a hole top, one in the bottom, 3 days of green sprout, full week you get they come in 3 different colors. Chinese water lilies from the isle of the Halamalagula." Yeah, I'm going across the street for soup. He went over, he's a lush. He went across the street. I'm there. The postman, the cop came up. He says, "It's $3. I give him $3. The Mickey Mouse, that's what we used to call him, the patrol car, give him another $3, $6, paid the rent. So now the Irishman comes back and he says, "Hey, you ain't got much money in there, kid, have you?" I says, "Well, the cop took $3. He says, "Oh, you paid the rent, you did good." So he gave me $4. He says, "You want to be my helper every day?" I says, "Yeah." He says, "Come around tomorrow, but clean up, get the polish out of your fingers." So I threw the shine box away. I knew I never was going to do that again. And from that point on, I was a talker, a hustler, a pitchman, a magician. I could buy better magic when I did this. Now, my mother thought I was in New York killing people with the mafia. I says, "Mom, selling horn nuts, you poke a whole time." She says, "Nobody's going to buy that crap. Don't lie to me." I says, "Well, come over and check it out." So she comes over with a bag of sandwiches, gets a thing from Needix in a glass because they didn't have paper cups. Sat there, checked out the joint all day. See me give the cop, and then she says, and then she poke a hole in that, and she comes over to me. She says, "You know, I'm not really thrilled about what you're doing, son, but don't get in any trouble." And that was her philosophy all my life. I'm not really thrilled about you being on the circus, but don't get in any trouble. I'm not thrilled about you being in Coney Island, but don't get in any trouble. One time I was in a chain gang in Georgia. They threw me off a circus because I wanted to make out with all those broads they swing around. My libido was working overtime. And I'm in Georgia. I got on the chain gang, and I'm there, and I call her up. I says, Ma, I had to get her down from the 5th floor to Linky's butcher shop to answer the phone. I says, Ma, it's me, Bobby. Oh, hi, Bobby. She used to talk like that. How you doing? Where are you? I'm in Georgia. That's down south, right? Right, Ma. Ma, I need some money. Oh, well, if you would have sent me the $25 you send every week, maybe I could have sent back. What are you doing? I said, I'm on a chain gang. What's that? I said, that's a new kind of show, Ma. Don't worry about it. I'm not really thrilled about you being out on the road, but don't get in any trouble. Be good. God bless you. I got out. Somehow, some way.
Can we, hey,